What's up everyone, this is Nishan from Better Blueprint. Today we're going to do a video breakdown of how to gain respect from everyone around you. The person we're going to be looking at today is Tom Cruise. We're going to be looking at a couple of clips of Tom Cruise when he was at the Graham Norton Show to demonstrate how Tom Cruise, even when he's among the top celebrities, becomes the one who commands the most respect among his peers. In this first clip, Graham Norton asks a simple question about what each of them did with their first paycheck. And notice how Tom Cruise's answer will surprise you.
Tom Cruise, do you remember what you did with your first kind of check where you noticed you had some money in the bank?
Yeah.
No, that you answered that question. Can you say, is it a terrible thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I actually paid for my college, my sister's college education. And...
Oh, that's so him! Wow, Henry.
I did. And the next one I bought my other sister a car.
Yeah. But your sister a car, not yourself.
No.
That's my Aston Martin.
His dad's Aston Martin.
Yeah, it's his dad. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you should change that. No, I bought my dad an Aston Martin, because that's actually what happened.
I do feel like I've been set up a little bit.
Simon Pegg, what did you?
I bought.
Make it up.
No, this is true. I bought a second-hand
Orphanage.
A second-hand orphanage. I kicked all those little out.
That's why I pop Aston Martin now.
I bought a second-hand Mazda MX-5 with my Switch card.
Notice in this clip when Tom Cruise answers the question about his generosity towards his sisters and his family with his first paycheck, this immediately gets a reaction from everyone and demonstrates the kind of character he has. And even after you see Simon Pegg makes a great joke, Tom Cruise is generous with his laugh, showing that he wants to shine light onto others, which also signals subconsciously a giving nature on his part. So one of the first things that happens is that he comes across as a man who is generous and selfless. So one of the first things that you can start doing in your life to generate respect among your friends, family, and peers is to constantly practice generosity. Be generous whenever you can, because as you notice in this clip as an example, is that people respect people who are generous. In the second clip, Graham Norton asks Tom Cruise's co-workers, that's Emily Blunt, essentially to describe what it's like working with Tom Cruise. So let's watch this clip to see what she says and what you can learn from this.
But talking to people that you've worked with, you are known as this kind of the positive force on set. You know, we can do this. The kind of we can do this. Is it true that Emily Blunt did break your spirit?
It was a particularly hard day, I will say.
No.
It was a very hard day.
We were in the drop ship. No, she did break my spirit. But there was that moment where I went...
Basically, we're in this drop ship set. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. We're being dropped out of this ship in our exosuits, and it was a tiny set. They'd made the set really small. It was kind of like as big as a sardine can, and we're all in there. It's so hot in there. There's no air in there. Camera crew are, like, bumping into us, and we're hanging in the exosuits in harnesses, so, like, the entire weight of you and your suit is, like, on your groin, and, like, people are miserable. People are just, like, hanging like this, just waiting for them to just shout action. And Tom, that insatiable positivity, I can just see it just starting to unravel. You know? And he was pouring with sweat. I remember looking at him, and he was like, guys, please roll. Please roll. And I just looked at him, and I just went, oh, this sucks, like that. And he looked at me, and he goes, it's a challenge.
I felt because you know what? If I start complaining, it's on. If I start going down, it's on.
Yeah, and I went, Tom, it sucks. And he went, okay, fine. I got an okay, fine.
So as you notice, Tom Cruise has built a reputation around his coworkers of having a relentless, hard-working spirit. And this is something that's extremely admirable for most of us who just kind of go into work, do our piece, and leave. So when you're around someone who's putting in that extra 110%, even at his level, this inspires others and garners the respect of people all around you when you're known as the guy who will work the hardest. So, what we can learn from this is in our work life and our personal life, we should also be known as a person who works extremely hard, who's the hardest worker in the room, and is relentless when it comes to any specific tasks. In this last clip, we're going to be looking at what makes people in awe of Tom Cruise. In this clip, Conan basically asks Matt Damon a question about his latest movie, and Matt Damon tells the story of when he met Tom Cruise. You can already tell that Matt is a huge fan and regards Tom, who is one of his peers, in extremely high regard. But observe what he says and how Conan agrees about how Tom makes them feel when he's around them.
But I had dinner with Tom Cruise like years ago after he did that thing out of the building.
Yes.
Remember that in Mission
Well, he's
Impossible?
He's done so many insane
Well, he hung off
stunts.
a plane. And
He hung off a
it's
plane, and he's running down buildings. Like, it's absolutely incredible.
That one. So I saw that one, and I happened to have dinner with him. Emily Blunt was making a movie with him, a really good movie called Edge of Tomorrow that they did years ago, and I was in London, and we all had dinner together, and so I kind of cornered him, and I said, hey, tell me about this. Like, I'm afraid of heights. How did you do this thing? And he goes, oh, and you've met Tom.
Yes,
I mean, he's very, like, you're the only person in the world.
Everything else, he looks you right in the eye.
But it's not even that everything else disappears for him. Everything else disappears for you. Like, it's just everything else went away, and suddenly I was
That's called falling in love.
It could be. It could be. It could be.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
But he just laser locked, and he was like, because he really wanted to talk about it. He said.
So, as you notice, with Matt Damon, even Conan knew exactly what Matt was talking about. So, what can you and me learn from this is that the power of laser focus when someone is talking to you, when you don't look at anyone else or be distracted at all, and give your complete undivided attention to the person you're speaking to. And that will have tremendous impact on your audience or whoever it is you are speaking to. Like that important part where he says, it's not just that the world disappears around him, but when he's looking at you, it feels like the world disappears around you. So, practice. Hopefully, these tips have been helpful so you can command respect from your friends and your peers. So, to recap, number 1, be intentionally generous whenever you can. Number 2, be extremely hardworking and be known as the person people count on who will give it everything they have and build that reputation. And number 3, practice giving extreme attention to whoever it is you're interacting with or speaking with, and don't be distracted. Hopefully you found all these tips helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.